Hey guys, I don't know how many of you are going to be able to go live with me, but I thought this is the easiest way to go over how I do listings. If you are not familiar with my channel, I'm Shelly, Thrifty Farm Mama. And yesterday I posted a video on doing photographs and how I do photographs. And I've been kind of putting this off for a long time. I wanted to do this, but I thought I would give it a shot. So bear with me this is the first time I've done this, sharing screens and showing you guys how I do listings, but I thought it would be good. I know it was helpful for me to see other sellers do listings on eBay and how to do it and learning how to do it. It was very intimidating for me when I first started. So being able to watch somebody else do it was really important. And it really was a huge learning curve for me. So anyway, I'm going to show you first what I have. So I have my bag full of items that I took photos of yesterday. Right here. I just do one at a time. So again, I do all my photos first. I put them into a bag. I separate them. And because I don't always have time, actually, I never have time to do photos and list everything. So the first thing I do is I do photos. I whip out like 20 to 30 or more photos. And hello, those viewers who are watching. And then I will put them by my computer. I'll sit down when I have time. I will do a few listings. So I'm going to walk through how I do my listings with you. So some important things to have when you're doing your listings are tape measure. For measuring your items, I always put measurements in my listing because I do not want to get returns for not fitting. And I actually have a very low return rate. I think that's because I'm very descriptive with my items and I always put my measurements in. So I'll show you guys how I do that. I also have a scale. This is the scale that I use. I just got it on Amazon. It's an Accutech. I think I paid like $24 for it. It works great. I like that it opens up. So if I have a bigger item or if I have something in a box, it opens up so that I can put everything on there and works great. So anyway, I have a scale so that I can weigh everything. Of course, there are some things that I always know the weight of, like jeans are always going to be between 1 and 2 pounds. So I kind of already know that. And I usually always have a cup of coffee, depending on the time of day. Right now for me, it's 3:25 my time. So if it's evening for you, you may have a glass of wine. So let's go ahead. Okay, I'm going to try to screen share. I don't know if I'll be able to see any questions. If any questions come through, I'll try to check it every now and then. But I'm going to screen share with you guys so that you can see what I'm going to be looking at. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at right here. Please let me know if you can't see it. Okay, so this is my eBay account right here. And what I do is from your home page, I always click on sell up here. And that's going to get me to my created listings. These are my active listings that I have up right now. So what I do is I'll take my first item that I have, and let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, real quick. This is my first item that I'm going to be looking up. So I have this pair of jeans. They are a pair of vintage Levi's 505. They're high-waisted. They're kind of destroyed. They're really, really stonewash. They've got lots of distress on them. So I'm going to share again and show you guys how that I do those listings. Okay. So when I go into here first. Now, jeans are pretty easy for me now, but just because I know. So these are search results. I always search my items. I want to see, one, what they're selling for, and two, I want to see what they have sold for. So I'll just put in vintage Levi's 505 stonewash jeans. And that's just a basic search. Now I see that there's 26 results for this actual style of jean, what's out there. And so I'm looking at what are they for sale for? Like what's my competition out there, basically. These are, some of them are a little bit older than mine that I have, but and what conditions they're in. Like these ones, $64. So this is giving me an idea of how much they're for sale for and how many are out there. Now, if there were like 300 vintage Levi's 505s, I can guarantee you the prices would not be this high. So then I'm going to come over to my left-hand side and you can either click on completed. If you click on completed items, it's going to give you both the sold and the ones that have not sold. So any item that has sold is going to be in green. So this is an item that sold, $750, not so bad. Any item that has not sold. So here in black, that means that they have not sold. So these are all items that have not sold. But I want to narrow it down just a little bit more. That it also tells you like how many of these are actually selling. So if this was all black, I would be concerned with, oh, not very many of these are selling. Okay, so here's a pair that sold for $39.99. And I also look at, was that with the free shipping or with paid shipping? That kind of gives you a clue too. So this is all your research. And I always say, try not to spend more than 5 minutes on doing research if you have a lot of listings that need to go on. Of course, I'm spending a little bit more time just because I'm talking through this as I'm going. So next I just clicked on sold. I just want to see what sold and how much it sold for. So 18 have sold and there's 26 listing. That's a pretty good sell-through rate. So I know that I'm probably going to have some interest in these jeans and how I need to mark them. So now I'm just looking at what they actually sold for. And that gives me an idea. Now mine, I don't believe are made in USA. I think these ones are made in Mexico. So, but they are older, from the 90s. No, Dominican Republic. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to sell. And again, this is how I do it. You don't necessarily have to list exactly like I do. You may totally do it differently. This is just how I do it. I have created templates for myself. I did this a long time ago. I still use a lot of them. I will adjust them as needed, but they're a lot easier and faster for me. Now to create a template, all you have to do is go to your, let's see, where was it? There was, oh, right here, duh. Listing templates right here on the left-hand side. If you want to create templates, like if you do a lot of jeans and if you do a lot of shirts and if you do a lot of specific items that are similar, creating templates makes it a lot faster to go through. So these are all my templates and what I named them. So if you wanted to create a template for jeans, women's jeans, you'd click on create new template. And it's going to take you to the template screen. So here's what's your template name. So it would be women's jeans. So that would be the name of my template. So this would cover all women's jeans. And then basically you'd go through each part of here like you were creating a listing. You know, you could put, if most of your jeans that you buy are gently used with no flaws, you can put that in there. And then if you're listing an item that has flaws, you just change that to what is needed. Don't worry about brand and size because that's all going to be different. If you want to put in some like approximate measurements, and then all you have to do is fill in numbers, which I've done with a lot of my jeans, you can put that in here. And then you save it at the bottom and it'll save it to your templates. You can put in how you want to do your, if you do fixed price a lot, or if you do auctions, you can change it to there. I wouldn't put in buy it now price when you're doing your template because they can all be different. But a lot of these like best offer, if you normally accept best offer, go ahead and click on let buyers make offers. If you do PayPal, click on PayPal and require immediate payment. If you accept, this is your return policy, put that in your template so that it's, if you do free returns, great. Click that in here, set that all up beforehand. This is all filled out. I know for jeans, I almost always ship them all in a priority flat rate envelope. So I'll put that in with my jeans as just the standard, and you can do free shipping, you can do cost varies by buyer location, or you can do fixed price. Like those are your 3 different types of shipping. And then whether or not you want to do global shipping, whether or not you want to sell internationally, you fill that out. So I do both. I'll Nobody ever does global when I offer free or international because it's way cheaper to do international. And I have not had a lot of problems with that. Don't fill out the weight in your template because the weight can be different depending on what you're selling. So anyway, okay, so that's a basic how to set up a template. So now I'm going to go to, I have my jeans and I'm going to create my listing. So when you create a listing, you can do multiple listings. Like if you have multiple items that you want to list at once, you can do that, or you can do a single listing. Most of mine that I do are single listings. And so this would be where if you want to just do one item and you're not sure what it is, what category it'll go under, you can put in your item here, like start your title of what you want to write. And then you can click get started and it'll give you a whole bunch of options. That's if you don't have templates. Now I have templates, so these are all mine. So I'm going to go down to, I'm going to go to men's jeans right here, and then I'm going to click on start listing because I already have the template up. So here's my template. So now I'm going to put in my title, and you can shorten the word vintage. It'll still pick it up to VTJ, I'm sorry, J. And then you also want to make sure you're using as many characters as possible. I believe it gives you 81 characters to use, so use them all up. So I'm going to put vintage. First, you want to put in what it is. Levi's 505, Stonewash, jeans, size, or you can do size and make that shorter. And these are 31 by 32. So I'm going to go 31 by 32. Now I'm going to put in some details. So that is like the basic beginning of your title. What is your item and what size is it? Those are pretty much the first two things you want to put in your title. And then you want to be as descriptive as possible. So vintage Levi's 505 Stonewash jeans, size 31, 32. Now, a lot of these are going to go to women because these are your high waist jeans. You're going to put high waist mom jeans. And I'm going to put destroyed because there's some stains, there's holes. They're pretty cool as far as if you like that style. And I'm also going to put slim fit. So they're not baggy. So I have two characters, but there's really not a whole lot I can do in there. Now, here's something I do is before I do my listings, I already know where I'm going to be storing my item. I already know which bin it's going to go into. So I'm going to put in my custom label SKU right here, I'm going to put in where my item is going. So when this item sells and I look it up, it's going to have custom label 2. So I know that this is going into bin number 2. And you can have your bins named whatever. They can be letters, they can be names, but if you put in here where you know that item is going, you will not lose it. So I highly, highly recommend that if you have more than 15 to 20 items in your store or in your eBay for sale, have bins and have them labeled. I have lost several things, and it's horrible having to tell your buyer that you can't find an item because either one, you've already sold it and somehow it got relisted, or you just literally lost it. It's not a good feeling. Okay. Anyway, so here's my category. I already have it in my template. It's men's clothing and jeans. And then I have store categories. I don't know how helpful those are, but they're men's pants and jeans. They are condition is pre-owned. You have options here of new with tags, new without tags, new with defects, or pre-owned. Most of my stuff is going to be pre-owned. So this is not gently used with no flaws. So I'm going to put in great vintage. Actually, I don't even need to put that. I need to put in naturally distressed, destroyed with tears, stains, and wear. Then I'm going to put like zipper and buttons in good condition. I also put in my, especially when I have vintage clothes, I always say, please see all measurements for proper fit. because people inevitably will not check the measurements. So I don't normally put this much in here, but when I have something that has flaws, I want to make sure that that is in there right away. And they'll see that in the very first part of your listing. Here is their kind of a high rise and their slim fit. So eBay will recommend things to add into there. And I think that's totally fine if it matches. Don't add it if it doesn't match. So a brand is Levi's. Model is, see how eBay just suggested. And this is kind of a newer thing that they've started doing, which I really like. Levi's 505, and then size type is regular. And then I'm going to put the waist size right here, which is 31. Now inseam right here, I always put, now if there's a little red asterisk, that means that has to be filled in. So the inseam, I always measure and put in my measurement in the inseam area, because sometimes the size measurement and the actual measurement is not correct. So these actually measure more like 32 inches, 31 and a half. So I'm going to put 31.5. And wash is a light wash. And you don't have to fill out every one of these, but I do like to fill them out. And a lot of these you can't fill out on your phone. Some people love to do their listings on their phone, which is awesome. That's why I said, you guys do what is going to work for you and what's easiest for you. And I don't worry about garment care or whatever. Oh yeah. I also go up to the very top, and my title, I copy it. And then in my, let's see, I'm going to put in Dominican Republic is where it is found. Now down here is my item description. This is where I'm going to put all my measurements. Now this is, again, this is my template. So this is what I put in my, the bottom. And I did this a long time ago. I don't even know what it says anyway. So I'm going to repost my title right here. So that's my title. I just copy and paste it in there. And then I just put, just kind of reiterate a little bit, natural wear and tear. Please see photos for details. Okay. And now in here is where I'm going to put my actual measurements. So these are actual, like kind of laying flat, and I just kind of measure them right in front of me. I don't take a ton of time to do it. So these, surprisingly, some Levi's do not measure like the size tag, and these actually do. So I'm pretty surprised. So the rise is from, so the waist is straight across, laying flat, buttoned, everything. Straight across is 15 inches, so doubled would be 30. The rise is from the crotch seam all the way up to the top of your waist, of the waist of the pants. So mine is 11 inches. And the hips I measure from the bottom, from about an inch up from the zipper, the bottom of the zipper, and then I just measure straight across the jeans. And so the hip is 20 inches. So doubled would be 40. And then we already know that the inseam is 31.5 inches. And then the leg opening I add in just so people know that it is more of a slim fit. It's not a boot cut. So anything less than 8 inches is more of a straight or slim. Actually, it's more of a straight leg, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. People that are looking for 505s already know what they are. Now, once I'm done entering my measurements, I'll go up here to mobile friendly checker, and I'll click on that. And that's one thing I do like about doing the computer is it'll view it for me, and then I can fix it so that when people are looking at this listing on their phone, it comes out correctly and they can see all the item descriptions. Now I'm going to put a price in, and I think I'm going to put these at $29.97, and I'm going to let people make offers. That's just based on what's for sale already out there. And this is a very competitive price, I feel like. And I'll probably sell these for between 20 and 25, most likely. Or they'll sell for full price. It just depends on what kind of interest. Now, here is my, with jeans, I try to be a little competitive. So I pick, now you can pick your, this is like, I know it's a little overwhelming to see all this, but these are all your options that you have for your shipping. If it's less than a pound, I always do first class mail because it's going to be the cheapest. And then like here's first class packaging. If it's under a pound, I always use that as my first option. If you're just starting out, I would recommend doing the calculated shipping because eBay will figure out your shipping for you and you don't have to worry about the price. Now, I already know that it's going to cost me $6.35 to send these jeans anywhere in the country because it's a flat rate envelope. That means it's the same for everybody. Doesn't matter where you live. So I offer a little bit of a discount to my buyers by offering $5.99. I could do free shipping, but then I'd have to up the price. And with doing best offer, I typically get lowball offers. And then if I have to pay shipping on top of that, it just really cuts into my profit. So anyway, that's just how I do it for now. It could change. So I charge $5.99 shipping, which is less than a lot of people charge. So people are going to look at the shipping costs and they're going to say, hey, these jeans are about the same price and she's charging less for shipping. I'll buy from her. So, or this person or whatever. So I already have my, worldwide shipping. First class international is anything up to 4 pounds. You can send it in a box. You can send it in an envelope. It cannot go in a priority envelope or anything. It has to be in just a regular padded envelope or a box or a poly bag or something like that. But this gives people it just opens up your selling opportunity to the whole world instead of just to the United States. And it's way cheaper than global shipping to just ship them directly. So I know that this is going to be 1 to 2 pounds. And you always have to put in your weight, which is why you need a scale. Don't just estimate because a few ounces can change the cost dramatically. So make sure that you're doing that. And then, so that's about it for that. And then I save as a draft. Now, once it's saved as a draft, I have that available to me. It's on my phone. So like I was saying, all my photos are on my phone. Now I just do a whole bunch of drafts. And then when I have time, if I'm at work late at night and I have time to add my photos, I can add my photos just from my phone, list it whenever I want. And then, so I'll have all my drafts that are in here that are ready to go for photos. And in here, you can see that I have my custom label is label 2, cost of shipping, all that stuff. If I want to go in and change it later, I can. So that kind of gives you an idea of how I do jeans. And it really doesn't matter what you're selling. I still go through the same process. I look up the brand. I look at what it is that I'm selling, what they're for sale for. And sometimes like if it's, like I'll give you an example. I have this pair of youth. I don't even know how to say this. It's REUSCH. And they are like padded pants. So you can just put in like that. I know they're called something, but anyway, they're soccer goalie pants maybe. So that's giving me an idea of, here they are right here. Padded soccer goalkeeper pants, but except mine are kids. So a lot of times you just put in they look exactly like this. You put in your brand, what you're looking for, and yeah, they look just like this. So that gives me an idea of how much they are, how much they're selling for, what they're called. So in this instance, I was going to tell you, I'll go under solds and I'll say, hey, there they are right there. And these are youth. So goalkeeper stretch waist, youth boys, 8 to 10 pants, black padded stirrups. That listing is awesome. Like, I think that they filled it out really well. They used up all the words that I would have used. So what I can do is you can just see the bottom here where it says sell one like this. You just click on it and it will start your listing for you. It is awesome. This is one of my favorite features of eBay. Now, all I do is I'm going to, actually, before I do that, youth boys size medium. Mine doesn't have a, it doesn't say 8 to 10. It just says youth size medium. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that so that I have that ready. Now I'm going to make sure the category is where I want it, youth, and then I'm going to change this is kids clothing. It's not kitchen items. I don't know why it defaults to that. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to do other, and then this is pre-owned. And now I'm going to put with no flaws. Okay, because there were no flaws in this. If there was a flaw, that's where I'm going to put it. And then I'm going to go down, boys size medium, pants tights, soccer. So all of this has already been filled out. I love it. It just works so well. So I don't even have to add anything to that. That's great. And then I'm going to go here and just copy. Whoop. Sorry guys, phone's ringing. And then I am not going to, I don't usually put in measurements in this because kids are like kind of all the same. So sorry, hold on. Most parents know that boys size medium is about size 8 to 10, and they know what size their kids are in. Okay, so I'm going to put down $15.99. So it's a little bit less than what it was for sale for. Excuse me. I'm going to change this to first class because I already know that this is going to be less than a pound. Now I'm going to weigh it because I need to know how I'm going to be shipping it and what that's going to cost. So this weighs 10 ounces by itself. I also know that my poly bags are 0.4 ounces. So this is going to be, you always round up to 11 ounces. I don't need Smart Post. I don't need this. So you can just remove it. If somebody wants priority mail, you can say like because first class always ships really great for me. But if somebody wants it guaranteed within 2 days, then you can put as an option priority mail padded flat rate envelope. Now for this one, I will go ahead and do, so it also kind of defaults with what you normally want. So they know that I normally do ship worldwide. So they're going to put that in there when I put sell similar. I'm going to put in that it's under a pound and that we are at 11 ounces because I'm rounding up. You do not want your buyer to have to pay extra for shipping. I do not do promoted shipping or promoted listings just because I haven't really seen a benefit in it yet. I did do a sample of it when it first came out and I did not see any increase in sales. So, okay, so that one's done. So I can just click Save Draft, which is awesome. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to see if you guys have any questions at all. Whoops. I'm going to stop sharing. Hey, okay. So I see I have a few people watching. Does anybody have any questions on how I did any of those listings or any other ways that you do them? I don't know if any of you do, but I thought I'd ask. So another thing, again, doing the searching first, really, my point is to not make it, don't do your research more unless you know that the item is going to bring in quite a bit of money. I would not recommend spending more than 5 to 7 minutes doing research on one item. So I really think that that needs to be key. And hopefully this was helpful to any of you who are learning how to list or who just aren't really sure where to start. That's a really good way to start and to get it done. And the more you do it, the faster you're going to get at it, and the more listings you'll be able to get up. I can usually do between 7 and 10 listings in an hour, so it works pretty good. And of course, those more unique items are going to take a little bit longer because you have to do a little bit more research. Sometimes you need to do some Google searching and find out, you know, what the item is and how much it's really worth. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.